Everyone is talking about Gen 4. That's the newest AI video generation model that just got released at a company called RunwayML. But what they are not telling you about is a highly profitable workflow that combines Gen 4 with another tool. When you combine them together, it does some crazy profitable things. And mash them up, put them together, and it's a surefire recipe for profits. Now, from social media marketing to ads to user-generated content and even sales letters, I believe that this special combo will let newbie entrepreneurs and seasoned veterans alike reach millions of eyeballs in a surprisingly short amount of time. And when you get in front of that many people and attract that much attention, it's almost impossible not to generate revenue with your business. So you're going to want to stick around to the end so I can show you these new tools, how to combine them to take your business to the next level. And a bit later, we'll talk about some prompts that you can use and best practices on using these tools together. And I'll cover that a little bit towards the end. So question is, are you ready? All right, then let's dive in. So joining me is the channel's very own producer, Nick, who is always helping behind the scenes, run the channel, run our newsletter, and help me with our marketing. And producer Nick, thanks for joining me today.
Of course.
Yeah, and I know you're excited about this. You immediately jumped in and started using RunwayML. And in fact, I used one of the videos that you made on my sales webinar last night and helped me make tens of thousands of dollars. So thank you for that. So you used
Nice.
RunwayML to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you gonna share some of that money with me?
Sure. I'm generous, why not? So I will share the love. But so what I want to do today is talk about not only how you can use it in like sales webinars and sales videos, which is a powerful way to use this, but I think what you're going to show them today is how to use this in social media posts, in ads, if they're running ads on Facebook or on Google or YouTube, TikTok, anywhere else, Instagram, all of these places could be powerful ways to use this to get both free paid traffic and even to help people make sales. So last thing before we dive into showing them how to use this tool, I know you hadn't used the new version of Runway, and I kind of put you under the gun with just like an hour's notice or something and said, go make me a video. How hard was it to get in there and figure it out?
Oh, it's not that hard. It's very intuitive. It's the way the tool works, it's as you would expect with an AI video generator. You supply it with a prompt and it creates a video output that's usually consistent with the prompt you give it. Right now, the way Gen 4 works, because RunwayML has put out Gen 2 and Gen 3, right now it only takes image prompts accompanied with a text prompt. So you can't give it text by itself, but pretty soon you should be able to give it text standalone.
So we're going to take images, we're going to take text, we're going to put it together, and it's going to make some magic, basically, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so last thing too is the key to all of this is combining Runway with another tool, which we're going to deep dive into. And there's some stuff you've been learning about the best ways to use prompts, how these all come together. And we're going to put this together into a written guide. We're going to share all of the prompts and the best practices that we have with the audience. And I want to let you all know, all you need to do, if you want to download the prompts and download the written instructions that go along with this video, Nick is going to be compiling that together for you. All you need to do is become a subscriber to our free newsletter. So if you go right now, go to pushbutton.ai/subscribe, and I'll drop a link to that in the description and in the comments below. But if you go subscribe to our email newsletter, you will get that downloadable set of prompts and instructions for free when we upload this training to the channel. So we'll have a written guide that goes along with it. We'll email everyone who's on the newsletter subscriber list with a copy of that totally free. So if you like that, just visit the link that will pop again in the chat or down below, and you can claim your copy of that guide. So with that, let's dive in and show them how it works. Okay, so in this case, what are we going to be making? What's the magic tool that we're going to combine this with?
The Gen 4 is really versatile. I did, before the show, I made a few things as an example. You can make a variety of things, but the tool we're going to be combining this with is the new ChatGPT image model.
So in this workflow, we're going to be combining the ChatGPT image editor, right? And we're going to combine that with Runway. Let's start with the beginning of the flow. So what kind of stuff are we going to begin with in ChatGPT?
In this use case, we're making a UGC style ad. I found this picture on Twitter.
So user-generated content, right? That's what that stands for.
Yeah. Here's this model. I actually believe it's an AI generated model that someone made. Here's it looks like perfume on the right. This is the picture. And I asked it, I said, please make an image that looks like a TikTok UGC still with the woman on the left holding the product on the right in her hand. Should look super realistic. This is what it came up with, which is
a great job. Great job.
Yeah.
So that's just right in ChatGPT. So you could do that with a ChatGPT. I think free will let you do a limited number of them, but the plus will give you a bigger limit to be able to do a lot more images. And I want people to think about, for you, that could be any model. You could actually have ChatGPT create a model for you and then put your product, whatever you're selling. It could be a print on demand product, could be something you don't even have. Maybe you're drop shipping. You can just grab an image of any product you want to sell, give it to ChatGPT, give it the model and say, put them together and look what you get. This is really powerful. So then from here, we're going to then move this over into Runway Gen-4 and animate it and turn it into a video. So let's show them how to do that step.
Well, first of all, if you're not familiar with Runway, real quick, let me show you the dashboard. After you sign up and you log in, get your account set up, you're going to go see right here, new session, and you're going to hit generate video. That's going to take you, I already had a session here, so we'll just go to the session I already had, which is the show demo session. You're going to see right here on the left is where you input your prompt. The first thing you're going to do is select your model. Like I said, starts with Gen 2. There's 2 versions of Gen 3. And then the newest one is Gen 4. So we're going to go with Gen 4. Right now, the way Gen 4 works is you need to give it an image. It won't take text alone. It will in the future, but you have to give it an image to start with. So real quick, let me upload that image we got. And then I'll just reuse the same prompt. So I'm going to reuse this prompt I gave it the last one. But I just want it to go from just a still like screenshot to, she's talking and she looks realistic and she's showing the product. So I'm going to drop that here. And I only want 5 seconds. So I'm going to hit generate. While that's going, so this prompt I gave it is an exact duplicate of this right here. So I'll just show you what I made earlier today. Isn't that crazy?
Play that again. I want to see that again.
Yeah, here.
Wow.
Oh, that's it. Here, I'll go full screen. Look at this. I didn't notice this before. You can see the fluid moving around in the bottle. Look.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
wow.
shaking as she's moving it around.
It's like real-time physics. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So then how somebody might use that, if it was your product, you can now easily layer over, we've done training on the channel to show you how to do this, but you could easily layer over a voiceover and audio track on top of it to output an awesome ad that you might use in paid social media ads.
I haven't played around too much with making AI. They call it user-generated content. That's what this type of ad is. I haven't played around with it myself, but I've seen other people in the space, especially for e-commerce, produce this kind of content and then run the ads on places like TikTok, and they're printing like a ton of money. It's wild, actually. There are a lot of people combining this with TikTok Shop as well.
Yeah, one of the things that I want to do is take images of me and then combine it with like folders that have like the names of my digital products, folders or binders or product shots to look like I'm holding it, and use that in some ads.
Yeah, and what's really cool about the new ChatGPT image model is that you can give it a picture of yourself and it will pretty accurately, with high fidelity, take you and it could have you do various things. You could technically do that with some of the other image models like Midjourney, but it's kind of finicky. It's like hit or miss, and it doesn't really, Midjourney is very creative. You can get very, beautiful, interesting products. It's not great at following detailed instructions. Videos that are coming to the channel in the near future, there's one tomorrow that I have a Fiverr editor who, I hand them a Dropbox folder with a bunch of pictures of you and I give them instructions like make Bill point at this and use this font and do XYZ.
For the thumbnails, yeah.
Yeah, for the thumbnails. I'm going to be experimenting. The next few thumbnails that hit the channel, I'm going to give it a picture of you and say, hey, make Bill be in this part of the thumbnail and have it look like this. I played around with it and I like what I see so far. So we'll see how that comes out.
All right. So is that a new generation that just got made there?
Yeah, so let's check this out real quick. Yeah,
and so other than user-generated content ads, what other kind of things can we make with this?
Yeah, so here, I'll take it from the top. We'll speed run. There's an AI art account I really like on X. So I took it to ChatGPT and I said, hey, I'd like to make something similar inspired by this picture you made. I made it produce an astronaut he has push button AI emblazoned on his suit. So I made him fall through space. And I was doing this just for fun, but I could totally see this as a newsletter ad. A lot of the newsletter ad creatives, they kind of have this like trippy pattern interrupty stuff that's going to get you to stop and pay attention for a second. And
Yeah,
so,
I think the other thing is you could turn that into an animated GIF and see that, just have it looping on social media too.
yeah, Pinterest or something.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And then
cool.
here's another one for my newsletter, Ingeniosity. So here, I'll put this in full screen.
That's cool. I mean, the video
Yeah.
quality is amazing on this.
Oh,
wait,
yeah,
is
check
that-
this out.
Oh, I thought that was Darth Vader on a horse for a second, but
No.
although we could do that with this new thing. We'll put Darth Vader on a horse.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Oh, look at that in it. Okay, didn't quite get it backwards, but close.
It tried.
Yeah.
Here's one where it got very creative. So the last show we did, I had Grok design me a hat. I liked the design for the hat. So I went into ChatGPT, I gave it the picture of the hat, and I said, make me like a social media ad using this picture of the hat. This is the ad it gave me. And so I took the ad to Runway, and I basically asked it to animate the ad for me. And if I tried it a few more times, I'd probably get better results, but it kind of went crazy with it. Here, check it out.
That's cool.
I wish I was getting paid by Bing. I'm not getting paid by Bing. I just like their product. This is my dog, Bodhi. So I took a picture of Bodhi and I said, make an ad. I give it a picture of Bang energy drink. I gave it a picture of Bodhi and I said, make an ad for Bang energy drink with my dog, Bodhi. Here's what it came up with. Here's the ad. Then I took it to Runway and I gave it a prompt to animate the ad. And here's what it came up with. And I like this one a lot better than the hat.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Although I am glad Bang is not sponsoring us because you already drink too much. So
yeah, that is true. And then here, this is the last Bing related video, but we have
one thing I want to let
UGC
people know is while Nick is taking a product here, this can be any product. It can be your product. It can be an image of like an ebook cover. It can be an image of a book if you're selling a book. It can be anything you can imagine that you can now go with ChatGPT's image generator and make this happen. So I want you to really open your mind and set your imagination free on this. Again, even though he's using these products, this can be your product. It can be anything you could possibly imagine can be put in the hands of these models and can be made in these images.
Right. And then this is just kind of a goofy example. I gave it a picture of the energy drink and then I just said, hey, have a mid-20s female social media person, have her do a quick like TikTok video with it. Here's what it came up with real quick. For my jewelry store in the past, I've worked with UGC models to make ads for me in the past. It's kind of a headache, honestly, and it can get kind of expensive. Doing this, here, let me open up the pricing page because I don't want to quote the wrong price, but this tool starts at $12 a month. It's credit-based. I think you get like 4 or 5 Gen 4 generations on 1,000 credits, and 1,000 credits is $10. So, you know, you can do the
I remember
quick
when you
napkin
used
math
to
there.
when you were trying to hire models to do the ads for you, user generated content for like both, like to get free organic traffic and ads, and you were going through. I mean, you were sending emails like hundreds of them just to get a few to respond. Then you had to send them the product. Then you had to convince them to actually follow through and shoot the video.
Yeah.
It was I remember it was a major project just to get like a handful.
And I work with a lot of UGC creators and they help us with their business to make ads, but a lot of them have really, really strange ideas for how much their services cost. Hundreds of dollars sometimes for 20, 30-second clips. And I could tell you the clips we're making here today don't cost $100, $200. It also doesn't take like 3-4 days in turnaround time. You just
I think you might spend a couple of dollars in the AI, the fees for the AI tools that you're using here. Maybe, probably a lot less than a couple dollars.
I think the Gen 4, a 5-second clip in Gen 4, it's like 200 or 300 credits. That's about $2-3 versus like $100 from a stingy UGC creator. So pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I like it. All right, cool. And then did you have any other examples to show or? Because I want to talk about best practices and when you're prompting and how to put these together. So everybody keep on watching. We're going to cover some best practices, some prompting, best ways to prompt ChatGPT to get the right images out and more. So keep on tuning in. And by the way, what kind of an ad or video would you like to make? Let me know in the comments. Do you currently have a business you would like to make either some social media ads for, or maybe you have a particular physical product you like to do some of the ads like Nick did there? Let me know in the comments, what kind of ad would you like to make with this tool? All right, back to you, Nick.
All right, 2 more clips real quick. So I made this is our team of AI agents working inside of Push Button AI. Some nice B-roll for a commercial. By the way,
Yeah.
we've made a handful of commercials inside of Runway. So this is the kind of, I like to make, remember like the NFT art from like, they make crazy trippy looking GIFs in like 2021, 2022. I kind of like to make stuff like that and then just have a series of those playing with my sales letter going on in the background.
Well, yeah, and that's part of the key thing here too, is what you would do is in Runway, you might make 2 or 3 or 10 of these, and then Runway will help you put them all together and produce one single video out of them.
I didn't even think about this. Regina says, we're live right now. She says, I'd love to make an ad for TikTok with my face for a product I'm promoting, and I can't wait to try it out. Yeah, you don't even have to use, like a made up AI model. You can just put a picture of yourself. You don't feel like filming yourself. Just put a picture of yourself with the product you're promoting and use the same workflow.
Can we do that so I don't have to shave and get all pretty to come on camera live? That would be cool if I could have a live avatar that just pretends to be me and shows up. No.
You've been asking me to use another tool, HeyGen, to make some content for you for a while now, and maybe we should play around with that some more.
All right, let's keep looking at the final examples, then we'll get into some best practices and how to use these tools.
I think you'll like this. There's an AI artist on Twitter who made a cool, similar picture of a guy surfing on a cool, pretty looking wave. I asked ChatGPT, I said, hey, I really like this picture. Could you make a similar one, but have the surfboard say push button AI? This is what ChatGPT spit out for me. So I took it over to Runway and I had it do this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought you'd like it. Yeah.
Turn to gold.
That's all the stuff I came up with for the show today.
Cool. Well, the thing that I love about this tool is it really does allow someone's imagination to kind of run wild. And we're going to be using it a lot. This one here is what Nick made for me with almost no notice.
Before you run that in an ad, I can work and I can make some more iterations for you, because that was
we're going to do it today. Yeah, not too late. We're doing it today. So
yesterday, Bill texted me before his webinar. He's like, I want you to make me an AI video for my webinar tonight. Can you do it? I need it in like an hour. Real quick. I dropped everything and I'm like, aye, Captain, and I took care of it. But yeah, that's the story behind this video.
So every once in a while, I love to ask for impossible things from the team. So thanks for doing that, Nick. But here, I'll play it for everybody so you can see an example. Some of you might have been on my webinar last night and saw me play this video. So I used that. It was a part of the presentation that I did last night, and actually part of a presentation I'm going to give you all in just a couple of minutes. And that was made with the tools that we just showed you here. So now let's talk real quick. We'll get into the end here. We're going to wrap things up with some best practices on how you would be using these two tools together, because it's really important that you get a good image as a starting point. And there's a couple of things that I've been doing. I've actually been taking content or product descriptions or descriptions of customers and asking, before I make my image, I'll ask ChatGPT, hey, what would be a good prompt that would represent this concept or this idea or things like that? And I get it to give me a prompt, and then I use it to go generate my image. That's a trick I've been doing that has been working out pretty well. So I'll just, again, I can, as simple as like describing a quote. I might want to talk about a quote from a famous person. Well, I just give the quote to ChatGPT and say, hey, write me a prompt that embodies this quote and how it feels and what it represents if I wanted to make an image. And then it will spit it out. Just straight up ask ChatGPT for ideas for your starting point of your video. If you're kind of like stuck with writer's block and you don't quite know what to do, yeah, talk it through with ChatGPT. Tell ChatGPT what you're trying to accomplish, and it will do a surprisingly good job helping you with it. How about you, Nick? Anything particular best practice that you've noticed as you've been using these tools?
One of the things I love to do, some for more practical reasons, like the video we made yesterday, some just for fun. I'll give it a picture that has like a, I like the aesthetic or I like the vibe, and I tell ChatGPT, I say, I like the vibe of this picture. I love the energy. Can we recreate it in this context? I might, take a picture from like a magazine or something, and I say, design a hat with this energy, or design a thumbnail, but like emulating the energy of this picture I gave you. So we're not ripping the picture, but we're saying we want to make something new inspired by the energy of the picture we just gave it.
I love it. I love it. And there's a lot more that we're still even learning as we're using these tools. So we're going to compile them all together in a guide, including prompts, best practices, and how you can mix these two tools together for the maximum amount of profit, right? That's the goal for everyone. And all you need to do to get it is join our newsletter. So Nick actually produces a newsletter, and every Friday he releases new training. It's a new method, a new tactic, a new way to either start a business or grow a business online. And when you join for totally free, we're going to give you the prompt guide that goes along with this video. And to get it, I'll pop the link in the description of this video, or I'll pop it over into the chat. Head on over there and get your free subscription. And then as soon as this video is uploaded and available, it will be emailed to you and you'll get a copy of the guide. All right, and with that, I hope you got value out of this, because I cannot stress how much money you can make when you use these tools in social media, in ads, and in your sales materials. It really will help you do something that used to cost a lot of money and take a lot of time, and now you can do it like that. And I hope you got value from this video. If you did, do me a huge favor and smash that thumbs up. And down below, drop a comment and let me know how you're going to be using this. What kind of ads would you like to make? What kind of videos would you like to make? What kind of products could we help you sell by making these kinds of videos? Drop it into the comments and let us know. And then, of course, if you're not following us in social media, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow me on Facebook and all the socials. I'm over on X and everywhere else. In fact, on YouTube, you should see down below a red subscribe button. Tap that and join the billionaires, as we will be affectionately calling our audience. And with that, we'll see you next time. Goodbye for now. You may or may not know, I have an AI tool that's a company called Pushbutton AI that helps people build course businesses. It builds the whole business, bottom to top. It helps you do the research to pick the niche market. It helps you figure out what topics you should write about, what your course should be about, what the lessons should be about. It outlines the lessons. It writes the whole thing. It creates your sales page. It creates your page to get leads to subscribe to your business. It even writes your email sequence. It does audiobooks, video trainings, and a whole lot more. You just answer 2 questions and you hit a button, and it does it all. If you're interested in that, certainly you can book a demo to see it for yourself. You'll see with your own eyes. We're often running webinars and other trainings as well, so I'll drop links to either our webinar or our demos down below so you can check it out and see if it's something for you. But I found that most people get really overwhelmed and frustrated with the technical stuff. So that's why we created Pushbutton AI. If you're looking for a tool, we'll just do it for you, and it'll just handle the technical stuff. So when it comes to like setting up your web hosting, registering a domain name, setting up your email marketing, we even include a complete, fully functional email marketing platform that you can log into and email all of your customers and subscribers. It's all included. And all of the tech setup is done by the AI. If you want that, then definitely schedule your demo. You can get a demo from us by going to pushbutton.ai/demo. Now, at the time of recording this video, Pushbutton AI is not publicly for sale, but if you book a demo, they'll show you the technology, and if it makes sense, if it's something that can really help you, they'll invite you into our early access program. But what they'll do first is show you the technology. They'll talk about what kind of a course you might want to make. They'll talk about your business plans. They'll help guide you on what the right choices are for creating your first course business. And then if it makes sense, if it's the right tool for you, they'll invite you into the early access program. But check out the demo. It's mind-blowing. Again, that's at pushbutton.ai/demo. That's pushbutton.ai/demo.